What's behind Ohtani's slump at the plate?
It's a couple things. First of all, he's not been getting as many strikes. Late August and September, he's been seeing fewer pitches in the strike zone. And unless you're willing to just take those pitches and take your walks, it's going to be difficult because if you're going to try to swing at those, you're just going to make outs or strike out. And I think that is part of what's happened. I also think he's maybe put a little pressure on himself because he's, sort of the only guy in the lineup now. He's maybe trying to hit home runs and as a result, just sort of trying to pull the ball too much. He really was not using the whole field at all, although he just did on Saturday night. He hit a ball really hard to left center, which is something I haven't seen him do in weeks. So that could be a good sign that he's maybe coming out of this.
Why do you think he's swinging? He's swinging at pitches that could be a ball. And
I think it's difficult when you're used to being, a big run producer and you want to hit a lot of home runs and be the big hero, and just taking ball four and walking is not as satisfying. So I think that you probably are going to be less inclined to just take those pitches and you're going to want to swing and do something. And it's just, the game doesn't work that way. If they're not going to throw you strikes, you're not going to be able to produce. You're just going to have to take the walks and hope that somebody behind you will drive you in. I think one of the main thresholds to cross to become a really good major league hitter is to have good plate discipline and not swing at the pitches you shouldn't swing at, which includes some pitches that are in the strike zone that just are still not good for you to hit. Ohtani had been very good at that for a long time, but I think late in the season, he's maybe just kind of lost his patience a little bit.
His on-base percentage is one number that seems a little bit low compared to other elite hitters in the league. Is that one thing that he can improve on?
Yeah, obviously, when he's swinging those balls out of the strike zone, he's making outs and he's losing potential walks. So that's hurting him on both ends. It's making his batting average go down and his on-base percentages could be going up. But also, if he doesn't swing at those pitches early in the count, and all of a sudden he finds himself, in a 2-0 or 3-1 count, then he might get a pitch later that is a strike that he could really do some damage with that he's not going to see if he just swings at those pitches early in the count that are not strikes.
If you guys have any comments about Ohtani's slump lately, please write in the comment section below. We want to know what you think. How concerned should fans be about Ohtani's hitting slump?
I wouldn't be too concerned. He still has a 950 OPS for the season. I don't think any hitter is going to go through the season and every month have 1,000 OPS in April, 1,000 OPS in May, 1,000 OPS in June, et cetera, et cetera. It's going to go up and down. He's going to have 1,100 one month and 800 one month. And, it just matters where you are at the end. And he can't be in that bad of a slump if he's still got a 950 OPS. So, I think I looked it up in the second half. It was still like 780. Which is better than the major league average OPS, is probably like 740. So even in this, terrible slump he's still been better than an average major league hitter. And, he can still turn it around and have a really hot streak and pump those numbers up. So I just think it's normal for hitters to have ups and downs.
At this point, what are the chances of Ohtani winning the MVP?
99%, as far as I'm concerned. I think he's going to win. I think there's been a kind of a narrative about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. because he has a chance to win the Triple Crown, although it's a very, very slim chance. He's pretty far behind in RBIs. Obviously, the Blue Jays have played very well lately, which I think a lot of people is causing people to want to raise Vladimir Guerrero's spot in the MVP discussion. But I think if you just look at what Ohtani has done and don't look at the fact that, he was better in the first half than the second half, don't look at the fact that the Angels are out of it, and just look at his entire body of work, it's still the best in baseball. He still has the highest WAR. He's still done something that nobody else could do. And he's still just been, on another planet, basically. And Vladdy is great. And I'm sure he's going to finish second. But I just don't think that he is really able to overcome Ohtani being a two-way player and being really good at it also.
Some people argue that if Ohtani wins this year as a two-way player, by being a two-way player, I guess they mean, then every year, as long as Ohtani plays as a two-way player, he'll continue to win MVP. I think you've heard that discussion, right? What do you think about that?
Well, I think let's just cross that bridge when we get to it. I think there's certainly no guarantee that Ohtani is going to be able to keep doing this every year. This is his fourth year, and in the first three, he did not do this. So if he actually does this again next year, and people don't want to give him another MVP, then I guess we can talk about it then. But I would just really wait and see what happens, and don't make a decision now based on what you think could happen in the future. Let's just talk about what he's done right now. His performance in 2021 deserves the MVP. Let's give it to him, and then we'll see what happens in 2022 and 23 and so on and so forth.
If Prime Bonds was playing the season and had that WAR of 11 or 12, I think, then Bonds deserves the MVP, right? Even if he's only hitting.
I don't know. That's a tough one. But Bonds was also on another planet, just like Ohtani is. So that would be a much more difficult debate, I think, than this one with Vladdy Jr. If you had Bonds doing those Bonds things where he had a 600 on base percentage and a 1400 OPS and that kind of thing, and Ohtani was a two-way player but only had a 950 OPS, then I think you'd have more of a discussion certainly than you do now. But still, Ohtani is still doing something that nobody else does and doing it very well. So I think he would still have a pretty good case.
You said 99% Ohtani, but it's up to sports writers who vote for these awards to decide the winner. Do you get a sense from them that they also have similar thinking to what you have?
Yeah, I mean, there's only 30 people that vote for this, so it's not like a huge sample. And I've probably talked to 4 or 5 of them, and they seem to still believe that Ohtani is the MVP. Mm-hmm. Take that for what you will like. It's not all 30, but it's something. And I think that he's still going to win.
If you guys have any idea, if you have your opinions about who should get the MVP or Cy Young, please write in the comment section below. We'd love to know what you think. How do they decide who's going to vote for which award?
Every city basically is a chapter of the Baseball Writers Association of America. The Los Angeles chapter, we have writers that cover the Angels and the Dodgers. So there's twice as many. And the chairman of each chapter picks which writers will vote for which awards. And now there's some writers that are not eligible, like the LA Times writers are not eligible to vote for awards because of a policy of the LA Times. The Houston Chronicle, Atlanta Constitution, New York Times, they also have a similar policy. The most experienced beat writers usually vote for MVP or Cy Young. In my case, I vote for those two, and it sort of alternates. So I voted for MVP last year, and I have Cy Young this year. I'll probably have MVP again in 2022. The younger writers or the writers for the smaller publications, they end up voting for the Rookie of the Year and the Manager of the Year.
Have you decided your vote for the AL Cy Young?
Not at all. I still have 2 weeks left, so I will figure it out sometime in the next 2 weeks.
Is it Garrett Cole or Robbie Ray?
They're 2 strong candidates for sure.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. If you liked it, don't forget to click the like button and subscribe to our channel so you don't miss any future videos. You can also watch our past videos from the description below. Hope to see you again next time.